I finally had time to get back to YouTube after, well, I won't even tell you how long it's been, but anyhow. So we left off with you having a new job, and you have a boss, a supervisor, somebody in your company that's over you. And once again, you look to that person, and in your subconscious mind, they take on a lot of the roles or attributes, and you give them a lot of the power that you gave your parents. And you could harbor a lot of hatred and animosity towards that individual right off the bat as a consequence of this, or you could at most have a tumultuous relationship where you're constantly seeking approval and affirmations from this individual, just as you did from your alcoholic parent. So let's step back, and you have to look, each individual has to look into their childhood and how they dealt with their alcoholic parents in order to understand how they're going to react to the workplace and how they're going to set up their own sabotaging. The alcoholic child, I think all would agree, would be like anybody else. We all tend to do a stimulus response as organisms. We seek pleasure. We try to stay away from things that are unpleasurable. And a lot of what goes on in alcoholic households, whether it's either emotional and or physical, and sometimes in sexual abuse that occurs in an alcoholic or a substance abused household, is very upsetting and painful for these children to go through. Sometimes it's not just an only child situation, there's multiple siblings involved. And so children develop a lot of tactics in order to minimize the trials or those bad times and to gain as much pleasure as they can during their childhood. And some will take on the role of being the scapegoat, where they'll take all the blame for everything that happens from all the other children that makes the alcoholic angry, and so that everybody else can get some sleep or not get in trouble. They'll be the scapegoat. And if you're the scapegoat type when you were a child, you're probably going to be a scapegoat in your adult life or in the workplace. If you were the court jester, or the person who tried to lighten the family situation or dynamics with the alcoholic or substance abuser by being a jokester or a creator of laughter and always clowning around and trying to amuse as a way to diffuse the built-up hostility and upset anger and all these things, then you could take that court jester into the workplace as an adult and not even recognize it. Other people withdrew as children and became very introspective and withdrawn and quite introverted, and almost became shadow people or ghost people and tried to avoid their parents altogether. Some children became just as dysfunctional in terms of being super irresponsible, dropped out of school, dropped out of life, turned it all off. And if that's the case, you could do that. I want to make sure that everybody understands that what I'm telling them is readily available in print at every bookstore in the country. A woman by the name of Janet Geringer, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I'll spell it for you. It's W-O-I-T-I-T-Z. She's a PhD doctor. She's pretty much the recognized developer of the 13 characteristics of adult children of alcoholics, and really brought this whole set of characteristics to the public light. And she's got several great books out. I think the first title of the first book is Adult Children of Alcoholics. There are multiple books that you should be reading if you're an ACoA and you have not worked yourself through your childhood, because that is the most important thing that you can do to create a functional life, not only in the workplace and to prevent any self-sabotaging, but also so that you can enjoy the things that normal children, normal adults enjoy, such as intimate relationships, being able to tell the truth, not having to guess what normal is, but knowing what normal is, having fun, and enjoying life, and not having to guess what that's like and pretending what that's like. But definitely start your search in bookstores, on the internet. There's a lot out there on ACoA's, so don't take my little videos as the Bible of ACoA's. And let me stop here in just a second so I don't run over time and have to remake a video.